Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Neal Duncan. We've got a great show lined up for you. We got Southeastern University women's soccer, jogging for the noggin, and so much more. Stick around, everybody, for this week's edition of Sports Central. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. I'm Neal Duncan alongside Hank Longo and Mr. Longo. Hi.
Hello everybody.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Very good, very good. This first segment brought to us by Regal Palms, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing. And you know, Hank, later in the show, probably in the local update, we'll talk about Hurricane Irma and the great efforts of a lot of folks locally here. Yeah. But we certainly want to lead off the show and wish everybody well wishes, and hopefully everybody's recovering from that. But we will certainly discuss it later in the show. But first and foremost, we've got a great segment here.
Yeah, we do. And of course, we want to thank the folks at Regal Palms, our sponsor for segment number 1 here at Sports Central. And this is going to be a fun opening event.
Yeah.
Especially getting towards October season.
Yep. It's actually hard for me to believe this is the 6th annual Joggin for the Noggin, and we have Marianne, George, and Karen Moore here from Polk State College from the foundation.
Yes.
And October 20th, 6th year. Welcome to Sports Central, but that's surprising. I can't believe it's been 6 years.
I know. The event has really taken off over the last 6 years. We're expecting over 600 runners.
Wow.
It's a great event. It's one of the only Friday night races in the area. I'm a runner, and I know that it's just a lot of fun to have a Friday night race. You can go to work, you can grab the kids, and you can go out and have a great evening.
It's not getting up at 5 in the morning to
Exactly.
get ready to get to where the
Exactly.
race is, and you kind of get to have a little fun in the evening. Now, being in the evening like that, are there lights, or you're running in a lighted area, or does it get a little spooky in some sports? Or
It gets it's lighted,
Okay.
but it's also very spooky because as it gets darker, we'll dim the lights out, and we're going to have some creepy crawlies, some monsters, some zombies. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's all family oriented, so it's not going to be too scary for the little ones.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what's all involved in the event?
Well, we have a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and you can walk it or run it. It's actually a great race for beginning runners, those people who are maybe challenging themselves to do their first 5K. We also have a 1 mile, and we call it the 1 mile walking while talking, because if you're walking,
You're talking.
usually walking with friends.
That's us. We got that one.
There we go. Hey, we're really working it hard here, Neal.
I don't know about all that, but
keep it going. Let me get my breath here.
So you can walk that, and then we have kids races as well. And our presenting sponsor is Regal Lakeland. They've been with us all 6 years. We also have Florida Blue as a sponsor, and then Citizens Bank and Trust sponsors the Walking While Talking because some of their employees wanted to have a 1 mile race, so we have that as well.
So is this at the Lakeland campus?
Yes, and it's run on the Lakeland campus and on part of Fort Fraser Trail. So it's a lot of fun that way because you're actually going past part of the cemetery. So
Ooh,
yes,
that could be spooky.
yes.
I'm kind of dying to go see this.
Please come, and it's for all ages.
Uh-huh.
Our youngest person that's signed up so far is only a year old.
Oh my God!
And
Wow.
we have somebody that's signed up that's over 80, so it's for all ages.
You signed up?
I knew that was coming.
Thank you.
I
That was
knew
too
that
easy.
was not going to get away.
So the event
I
is
wasn't going to just flutter out there.
Friday, October 20th, and it starts at 6:30,
Starts
correct?
at 6:30.
Lakeland campus of Polk State College.
Yes.
Looking for approximately 600 runners. Is there an entry fee, and where can folks go to register for it if they want to?
There's an entry fee, and if you go to foundation.polk.edu, that's our Polk State College Foundation website, and there's a link on there. And right now, actually, we have a coupon code going. It's $30 for the 5K, but with the coupon code, you can get $5 off.
Oh, nice.
So.
And T-shirts and all
Oh,
those
yeah,
types of
t-shirts.
things you
yes.
would expect.
We have an after party. We have dry fit shirts, which is
Oh, now
the
this is
popular
starting to
thing.
get
Yes,
exciting now.
yes.
We got an after party.
After party
After
with
party.
food.
And what does that consist of?
Well, a lot of the runners will appreciate that we a lot of times the morning races, you have a banana and water and you're good to go. But we actually have barbecue and a little bit heavier meal since it's evening time, and we'll have some. We'll have water, of course, and some other refreshments.
Oh, very good.
And then we have a DJ and little activities to keep the kids entertained, in addition to the run.
And of course, we have to have the Monster Mash dance going on. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now,
And-
are you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me. Thank you. Are you running in costumes?
Yes,
Yes.
good question. You can run just as regular clothes, or you can run in costumes. A lot of times people plan their costumes a year in advance. We'll have a costume contest where we will have prizes. And one of my favorite things is there's a group of runners that have been there, I think, every single year, and they go and they have a themed group. So one year they were the Pac-Man with, the Pac-Man and all the ghosts running behind.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
and the families will get together, and the whole family will be all dressed up. And one year we had all the superheroes in the family, from being in the stroller all the way up to mom and dad. So it's fun to look at the costumes that they're coming up with.
Obviously a family-friendly event that the little ones can look forward
Correct.
to as well, and also promotes healthy living as they get older, the enjoyment of running. For years you've seen runners that have had those t-shirts that says, my sport is your sport's punishment. So like if you get in trouble in baseball, go run. You get in trouble in football, go run. But obviously running is very good health-wise. Speaking of doing good, proceeds, as we mentioned, do benefit the scholarship and the foundation that goes towards scholarships. Talk a little bit about where those dollars go and how they're helping students that are at Polk State College.
These funds will go towards the scholarships and the programs on the Lakeland campus. Now, this means that if a student calls up and for in case Hurricane Irma destroyed some books for one of the students, we're able to help that student out in that case. And it's awesome for the different programs that we can help out on the Lakeland campus.
Our ultimate goal in the foundation is to have a scholarship for every student who needs one in order to achieve their dream of a college education. And so with events like this, in addition to our donors, we're able to do that. And actually 80% of our students at Polk State graduate with 0 student loan debt, which is just phenomenal.
Really, that is phenomenal. Because that's got to be the toughest thing is, you get out of school and now, how many years are you working basically for free? 'Cause
Exactly.
you got to pay off your student loan. And to make education affordable for students, I think, is a wonderful thing. I mean, because everybody can be whatever they want to be, providing they can get the education to do it, and to be able, not everybody can afford it. So what a great thing you're doing for those, underprivileged folks financially that don't have that opportunity.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
We love doing it.
And certainly you put on other events throughout the year. Are those events listed on the website that you gave earlier? Because I know there's the Clays event, Clays
Yes.
for Courts, and different creative events that you guys are doing to help with Foundation. Just real quick, talk about some of those and how people can get involved.
Sure. Yes, go into our website. You'll see all our different events. We have an event called Wine for Wisdom, which is a 5-course food and wine pairing. We have Clays for Courts, which is a sporting clays event. We have a golf tournament. We have a fun event called Wise and Witty Women and Many Magnificent Men, where we bring in a nationally known speaker. And then we have Joggin for the Noggin. So really kind of events for any level of interest, and it's all in the name of supporting our students.
That's terrific.
Before we leave, I kind of need to get back to this. Karen, please elaborate a little bit more on the Monster Mash. And
Well, like Marianne said, we have a DJ, and the coach, Laurel Smith, directs the dancing, and so they're out there doing the Monster Mash, and you can hear all the Halloween themed songs going on. So it's a lot of fun.
good old Monster Mash.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a blast.
25. He's
Graveyard
gonna
Smash.
And the Monster Mash.
$25 early registration, $15 for individual registration.
For youth.
For youth, yes. Free for children for the fun run, correct? And then there's a $5 discount right now if you go to the website and do a coupon code.
Yes, absolutely. And we're also on Facebook. We've got a contest going, giving away some of the free registrations that Regal Lakeland has donated, and It's just going to be a great event. Again, it's great family fun, good clean
And
Friday night
what
fun.
what is your costume going to be, or is that a secret?
My costume is race
You
director.
you should have worn your costumes today. That would have
time.
been.
As you
Okay,
can
I'm
see,
gonna hold
Hank
you
very
there.
much likes Halloween. So.
Well,
I'm
Hank,
in
you have
mine
to,
today.
You have to come. You could come. What could you be for the our
Maybe like Dracula or something
there you
like
go.
that.
There you go. That would be fun. So we've had some interesting costumes.
You're just giving me so much material over
So,
here,
yeah,
and
I-
I'm gonna be nice to you today, Hank.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Marianne and Karen. Again, 6th annual Joggin for the Noggin will be Friday, October 20th at 6:30. One more time, let's give the website so people can register.
Foundation.polk.edu.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on Sports Central, and
Thanks for having
good
us.
luck on the event.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Well, I think in our last show we had individuals from the CrossFit Throwdown on, and that event's coming up. But we're going to take a look at some action that happened in 2016, and then Hank and Neal will be right back here on Sports Central.
The events we have this weekend, we've got all these, we've got 16 different divisions of athletes of all calibers that are going to complete 4 different workouts over 3 days or 2 days, and plus a floater WOD, which they can just go over there. That generally is a feat of strength. So everyone's competing. We take the top 10 athletes from each division, and they move on to complete a final workout, and then that is how we determine Central Florida's fittest.
My second year here. I love the event. Central Florida Throwdown is centrally located. Last year was a little bit hotter, so thank you for making it a little cooler. And it's a great event. They're a great host, and the facility and the people were super nice to us. I was in the Army. Went to prep school for Annapolis and then ended up going in the Army. I was with the 82nd primarily. For the most part, I like to keep my training pretty consistent. Sometimes during these competitions, actually the training falls behind because you kind of cater towards these special events. But for me, no, I don't really do anything different. Maybe a little bit more mobility based on the type of workout. Just as a saying in our gym, just better every day. Just coming to the gym every day with a great attitude, wanting to train, and just becoming better every day. I just went in 1 rep at a time and just prayed I finished. And fortunately, I did.
I'm a native of Lakeland, so my father actually worked at this airport at the old Piper plant, so I grew up on this airport. I've been to every Sun and Fun for the last like 41 years. So when I found out that these hangars were available to have other events, and I was planning this event, it just seemed too perfect to not bring Central Florida Throwdown here. This event requires about 80 to 120 volunteers at any given point working at a time to make it happen. We've got 3 workouts going on right now. It requires judges, volunteers, staff. We've got a scoring company. We've got 4 runners. So there's many, many moving parts. And I'm so blessed to have so many people that come together as a community, the camaraderie that it takes to put something like this together. We've got over 500 athletes competing. There's probably, we project about 4,500 spectators over the course of the weekend. And it just simply isn't possible without the generosity of all this awesome community coming together to make this possible. The Central Florida Throwdown has a phenomenal impact on Polk County. We have tracked, from this event, we have 91 different gyms represented from 28 counties in Florida and then 5 different states. So this is a regional event that brings people from all over the country, and we're very proud to be able to say that.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Central. Neal, Duncan alongside Hank Longo. And would you please do the segment sponsor? Because you were crying about it in break that you didn't get to.
Well, it's like the thing I get to do, you know, one of the
who
few
is it?
things.
You're wasting
It's
time.
Post 09.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank those
You want
folks
to do it
that-
again since you did it twice last time?
Yeah, Post 09, thank you for sponsoring this second segment of Sports Central. Take it away, Neal.
He's going to leave. No, we always have a good time here in between a guest because this show is so much fun to do, and we certainly appreciate Hank and all that he does for our team. But Post 09, this segment sponsor, and another great partner of ours that does a lot for this area, and of course that's Southeastern University and the growth that they've had there, not only with students on campus, but the athletic program and a lot of the things that they're doing in the community has been fantastic.
Oh,
We're certainly lucky to have Southeastern
they're
here
rocking
in
it.
Polk County. At this time, we're going to welcome the head coach of the women's soccer team, Randy Belli, to the program. And Coach, welcome to Sports Central.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Did I say that right?
That's right.
Okay. He gets on to me about the way I pronounce
Pronunciation,
things. So,
yeah, fair enough.
pretty impressive. I know coaches don't like to talk about this stuff, so I'm sure I know the reaction I'm going to get. Undefeated, ranked 14th in the country. How do you feel about that to this point in the season?
We feel fortunate. You know, we've had some results go our way, and the players are really buying in and playing hard. So we feel fortunate to be in the position we're in.
You know, soccer is not a real high-scoring game. I mean, you're up and down the field. There's just a big field, you know, difficult to score. But you've started off the season with these incredible performances, 5-0, 5-2, 1-0, which is kind of a typical score that you might get, and then a 6-0 and a 3-0. That's some fantastic playing.
Yeah, we have some incredible talent in this year, and they're producing a lot of goals. We've got a forward in from Nigeria, and she's done extremely well. Really settled in, made the adjustment to playing in the States, and she's banging the goals home right now. So we're just happy to get the W, no matter what the result is.
The thing I was surprised by was the last 3 games, the Fire, your team, have outshot the opponents 84-6. That's keeping the ball on the offensive side of the field. And what do you attribute that to? Great forward play, good ball movement, or just a defense that's clearing it?
No, we try to build from the back. So from the get-go, our job is to keep the ball, and as long as we have the ball, the other team can't score goals. So the majority of the time, we like to dominate the possession battle and lead to chances. We probably could shoot a bit more if we played a little more direct, but we like to play indirect and keep the opponent off the ball, and eventually it leads to good quality opportunities over the quantity of opportunities.
So for the spectator that's watching the show, what's the difference between the direct play and the indirect play that you just mentioned?
So direct play is a little bit of old-fashioned style. We just smash it forward, and we try to get it forward as quickly as possible, and hopefully to win win the first ball, win the second ball, and go to goal. Indirect style is more of a build-up where we're patient, we keep the ball.
Working
and
the ball down
we
the
play
field.
through their lines. So through their back line, midfield line, and forward line. We try to walk it through the lines one at a time as opposed to just smashing it through the lines.
So in comparison, like American football, because soccer, football,
Right.
but in American football, it would almost be like an offense that's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Would that be ball control, running the ball, not taking a lot of risks? On the soccer side of things, trying to maybe take the air out of the ball and not have so many opportunities for breakaways the other way for the other team?
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about safety versus risk zones, and in our final third, in our defensive third, we want to be 100% safe. The middle third, we add a little bit of risk. In the final third, we turn the players free and say, take some risks, run at a player 1v1, and balance the team. So it's worked out, and it's kept the other team from scoring a lot of goals this year.
And maybe for basketball fans at home running the four corner, take
Similar. I mean, we don't really stall the game, but so it's not really a stall
picking your
tactic.
spot.
We don't really slow it down. We keep the ball moving quickly, but if it's not on, we turn around and we go about the other way.
So you start the season, preseason, and ranked, I think it was 20th, and now you're up to 14th in the country in the NAIA coaches top 25. We said we were going to talk about it. Now we're going to get into it a little bit because obviously there's a lot of local impact from Hurricane Irma, and certainly it's affected your season locally here because of cancellations and the school shutting down and things like that. So how did you, no pun intended, weather the storm with your team, and how did you approach that?
Yeah, I mean, first, our school, the Southeastern Emergency Response Team, did a tremendous job during the hurricane, making sure that everybody was taken care of, everybody had a place to go. We actually were off of school for a little over a week. So a lot of players lost their fitness during that time, so we tried to give them stuff that they could do on their own as long as it was safe to go outside and get some fitness in, and the players are bought in. They did a really good job of coming back with minimal loss to their fitness. And we picked up a friendly with University of Tampa because we had 2 games canceled. So that was a good experience to get another match in. But we were fortunate. We didn't play for 2 weeks during the hurricane break. We moved up a spot in the poll. So turned out to be some teams lost ahead of us, and it worked out for us.
So how do you see your season unfolding here? Now that you've got it going, you've got a number of games coming up. Where do you see yourself if you're successful like you're planning to be in regards to getting into a national championship?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to get in the national tournament in the NAIA for men's and women's soccer. They have the lowest percentage of teams that allowed into the national tournament. So only 31 teams make it. So it's going to come down to who wins the conference championship. Last year we lost in penalties after double overtime in the conference championship, so we're really close, and the kids are really committed to not making that happen again.
Well, we were talking off air, Polk County being such a hotbed of talent in all sports, whether it be male or female, and I mean, you can name any sport you possibly wanted to, and Polk County is probably producing top-level athletes. I know you've got 2 or 3 Polk County athletes on your team. Mm-hmm. Real quick, talk about not having to go far to recruit.
Oh, it's great. Polk County, the soccer in Polk County is growing tremendously. There's some very good local soccer clubs here that are continually improving, and we're noticing that more players than ever are coming out and are of the level to go to Polk County. I mean, you have some tremendous players who've come out of Polk County. You have Bree Folds, who's playing at Auburn right now, who's doing really well. You have Jesse Scarpa, who's playing at UNC, one of the hallowed programs in women's soccer. So Polk County is producing some top-level athletes, and we're fortunate to be here to pick up some local players.
Well, I think we're fortunate in having the Florida Youth Soccer Association right here in Polk County and, Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. Is that a good breeding ground for these young kids that you've got such great youth soccer going on? That has to be a great advantage for as they develop and get into high school, that they've got all of this available to them to be a soccer player just here in our community, that I would think would provide opportunities to go to Southeastern as they get through school.
Yeah, for sure. The complex at Lake Myrtle is top class and hosts some big tournaments, including the State Cup Championship every year. So it's great for us who are local. You know, it's a 10-minute ride for us from Southeastern over to Lake Myrtle, and we get to recruit the top players in the state all coming together for the state championship, and it's really easy to grab them and come over for a visit real quick. So that Lake Myrtle complex has been huge for not just for Polk County soccer, but for the entire state.
Now, where are your games or matches? Where are they taking place? Are they on campus when it's a home contest?
Yeah, we have our campus. As soon as Southeastern, I don't know if you've been to Southeastern lately, you've seen the schools really doing well. Dr. Engel, the president of the university, Chris Owen, the executive vice president, and our athletic director, Drew Watson, who I know has been a guest on the show before, have a real commitment to athletics. We built a football stadium that's a fantastic venue, and that actually was built exactly where the old soccer field was. So when they did that, they built a whole new soccer complex on the north end of campus, and we just feel tremendously blessed that we have a quality service on campus, and we get really good student support coming out because it's a quick walk over to the north end of campus to watch our games.
You know, Hank mentioned the Florida Youth Soccer Association, but how about the Tropics being in Lakeland and having professional soccer in Lakeland? What does that mean? Is there any connection there with the program?
Oh yeah, the Tropics. The head coach of the Tropics is actually the head coach of our men's soccer program at Southeastern.
Right.
And myself and one of the other assistants actually help him with the Tropics, when we can. But I think it's been great, and seeing the Tropics this summer, how they've grown, I think it's really going to help expedite the process of growth of soccer in Polk County. And the Tropics are a tremendous organization. I'm looking forward to the second season.
That's fantastic.
We're looking forward to seeing you having a great season this year, ranked 14th. Gosh, if you keep on knocking them out like you have been, we're hoping to maybe catch you in a national championship bid here.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, that's our goal, to get into the national tournament, and then it's anybody's game. It's lose or go home at that point. So.
Yeah, but at least you're there. That's the big thing.
For sure.
Well, I know you got a match tomorrow. We're live here on the 22nd. It's 22nd, right?
23rd.
Not tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the 23rd, but what's the website that fans or viewers at home can go to see maybe when the soccer team, men's or women's, or the football team, or Southeastern University athletics in general? What's that website?
Yeah, if you visit seufire.com, you can see all the schedules for all the sports. Also, we have a fire club, fireclub.com you can go to and become a booster or supporter of Southeastern athletics. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in the state of Florida, and people are starting to find out that Southeastern is really committed to athletics and producing teams across the board at a high level.
Now, I know you were a coach at USF, and I see that you have a graduate transfer from USF. Being connected helps out, right? Is her name Fuentes?
Yeah, Estefania Fuentes is a tremendous player. Yeah, it does help. I worked at USF for several years, and my boss who was there is still the head coach at Southeastern or at USF. And Steph was a player who came from Mexico, and she played in the U20 World Cup for Mexico. Has been in the full national team a couple times, and she had an opportunity to get another year of eligibility. So it was a nice connection to bring her on, and she's done really well. She scored 4 goals for us, and she's getting her master's degree right now, and top class student, top class player.
Well, it's great that it's not only the sports that are important, it's the spirituality and the education. They all work together, and that's one of the great things about Southeastern.
Yeah, I mean, Southeastern is, mission is to help kids grow in their relationship and come to know Christ as their Savior, and the fact that we're able to do that and at the same time compete high level for athletics I think is a unique thing that you'll see in our country.
Yeah, well, hats off to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to go real quick back to the graduate transfer. There's been a lot of talk about whether, and most of the publicity on the graduate transfer is on the major college football side of things. But as a head coach, what do you see? How does that change the dynamic? And obviously, I would think you're in favor of it, but how do you see that? And are you in favor of those rules that are in place the way they are now?
For sure. I mean, I think it brings, we brought a leader in who's been experienced at another program, and it was an opportunity for this player to continue their education. So
Right.
I think, it's a win all around, and we've been nothing but happy. This is our second year we've had a graduate transfer from USF, and both of them have been great additions and on and off the field.
Fantastic.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck. And though we want you to start playing games again, maybe there's some method to just not playing and letting everyone else loose so you move up the rankings. But good luck. I know you got a match tomorrow, a soccer contest tomorrow, and we appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have you back on with some of the girls hosting a championship trophy.
We can only hope.
All right. Well, cycling is also a great thing you can do here in Polk County, and there's a lot of benefits to riding. There's also numerous places that you can cycle in Polk County. We're going to take a look at a package on that as our third segment. This third segment will be brought to us by Party Rentals Unlimited. They're out of Winter Haven, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing. And then we're also going to take a look at some footage of our athlete spotlight, Ashton, Habeil, a wrestler from Lake Gibson High School. So we're going to do all that. Hank and Neal will be right back here on Sports Central.
Cycling in Polk County is a strong market, strong activity. It's a strong community, and that's something that's very social. It's something that's obviously very healthy. So we have a very vibrant community with a lot of excellent facilities to ride, whether it's road riding or casual riding or mountain bike riding. Polk County really kind of offers all of what we need.
There's always a road ride going on, it seems like. We have plenty of trails.
Of course, perfect weather too.
Carter Road Park, Loisar Park has about 13 miles of trail roughly. New trails being built all the time. Obviously county-owned park, a lot of avid riders out here, a lot of beginner riders out here. We're lucky to have it, great place to come to. Dog park, kids parks, baseball fields, softball fields, soccer fields, and with more coming. Great place to be. Definitely would need a mountain bike or an off-road type bike with fatter tires. It does get sandy, you get leafy. You need as much traction as possible and control. Beginner riders, of course, we gladly bring them out and show them the ropes.
Mountain bikes, which are also very specific. They're designed for your jumps, your drops, and your technical mountain bike single track trails. And those have suspension, they have fatter tires, they have stronger frames and that type of thing that are suited toward handling the abuse of off-road. The gearing is such that it's designed to handle the rigors of off-road. This particular bike is a carbon fiber frame, so this is where you get into some of the nicer frame materials and or more expensive frame materials. Loisar Park, it's a wonderful place for mountain bikers. Circle B and a Circle B bar reserve and the new Panther Trail, and that gives casual riders a nice place to go off-road. Neat things with those is the variety of wildlife that you'll see, whether it's birds, alligators aplenty, and even some bobcats and some more exotic wildlife just right here in our backyards.
Probably more road biking than mountain biking, but seems like there's always an event or a group ride going on almost on a daily basis. We do a First Monday recovery ride, we call it, every month, where we ride around Lake Morton 6 or 7 times. Very, very casual pace, everybody sticks together, not fast. Then we go back to the shop for food and drinks, or we go downtown for food and drinks. We have the last Wednesday of the month, we have a women-only ride, which they decide where to go, and they ride for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then usually come back to the shop for snacks. There's group rides, group mountain bike rides. We get together, and no schedule, just when everybody can. But yeah, we try to stay active in the community a lot.
When you look around, you see a lot of the newer roads being built with bike lanes. That's a huge thing. For riders who aren't comfortable riding on public roads, we have facilities like the Van Fleet Trail, the Tico Trail, the Fort Fraser Trail. Those are also very well utilized and very attractive.
Obviously a lot of bike paths around town. Lakeland's a bike-friendly city.
For those that are enjoy riding our regular highways, we have a lot of rural roads that are in wonderful shape and low traffic, and so it's very easy to get as little or as many miles as you want. So if you wanted to get go do a 100-mile ride, you can do that very easily. Whether it's the south side of the county or the north side of the county, we have a lot of wonderful, well-maintained and wide, perfect roads for road cycling. On the road bike side, you have your skinny tire bikes that are very efficient. They're designed to be on pavement. They're designed for your longer distances, and doesn't mean you have to go longer distances, but that's the idea. It's more efficient, they're lighter. Some of them are built with more exotic materials and that kind of thing. Runners are, their legs and their knees and their hips are falling apart. They turn to cycling because they continue to be active and it doesn't tear the body up. Nice thing too with cycling is it's not age dependent. We have cyclists first-time cyclists who are in their 70s or 80s, and we have long-time cyclists who are quite a bit younger. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can ride.
It helps with joint pains and weight loss and everything else. Biking is mostly a full-body workout. It's good exercise. It's easier exercise than going to the gym. You can do it at any time. Man, once you get in shape, you just get faster, it seems like.
Numerous success stories of people who've lost large amounts of weight, 50, 60 pounds or more. And, blood pressure issues gone, cholesterol issues gone. I mean, it really is the kind of thing where being active, obviously it's good for you in general, but we've seen some pretty radical life changes, and for the better, obviously.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
That's my dad.
In this journey, we all have a role. Every life counts on you knowing yours.
That's my mommy.
In this journey, we all have a role. Every life counts on you knowing yours.
So carbon fiber is very tunable. What that means is they can make carbon fiber into various shapes, aerodynamic, very round. They can make it very stiff. They can make it very compliant. They can make it compliant in one direction and stiff in another. So that's where carbon fiber has a nice advantage over alloys, aluminum or steel, which are still excellent materials, but there's just more flexibility in what you can do with carbon fiber. We'll take trade-ins on bike shop brand bikes typically, and then we're able to turn around at a more affordable price point. So what might have been a $500 bike, if we can turn around and sell it for a $200 or $300 bike, you know, it's the kind of thing that gets somebody into a nice quality bike that might not have been able to afford it. It's a good way of getting people, you know, other people upgrading. So it works out in a lot of ways. So this bike is an example of a time trial bike or triathlon bike. It's all about aerodynamics. The disc rear wheel, the solid rear wheel, is about, again, speed and aerodynamics. The depth of the rim of the front wheel is the same thing. It's about making the bike as slippery in the wind as possible. Triathletes aren't allowed to draft, so they have to make their own aerodynamics, and that's where a bike like that comes into play. Then you have kind of between that, people will talk about hybrids, and hybrids is a very broad category. A hybrid can be something that's almost a road bike, maybe with a straight bar or straight handlebar and a little bit narrower tire, or it can be closer to a mountain bike, a little fatter tire with a front suspension and but maybe a little more comfortable. So the hybrid is kind of the most broad category. That's where a lot of the casual riders choose. And it's kind of your most, I guess, versatile bikes, but they don't handle the extremes of road or mountain. So this is the Jamis Explorer. This type of bike could be kind of your casual hybrid. It would be perfect for a place like Circle Bar B Reserve that's gravel roads, that's not very technical, but it also is very versatile in that you can do the paved trails and that sort of thing. It's got the front suspension fork, suspension seat post, a little bit fatter tire, and it keeps you, it's a very comfortable bike that's very versatile and allows you to, allows the rider to go pretty much anywhere. Okay, so this is the Felt Versa Speed. This would be an example of a fitness hybrid. So you're getting closer to the road bike style of bicycle. A little bit skinnier tire, but not quite as skinny as a road bike. So you do have the versatility to do some off-road as far as gravel or dirt, that kind of thing. But it is designed mainly for pavement. The idea too is it's a little more comfortable. But it's great as again as a commuter bike or someone who's looking for that fitness but still some versatility. Here in Lakeland, we've got 5 bike shops. In Winter Haven, you have a bicycle shop. So there are a lot of places to purchase. Each shop has their own protected brands, if you will. Our brands are Felt, Jamis, Bianchi, and Colnago. Those are our main brands.
Steve Bent is the owner. His dad, Rolly Bent, started it back in 1961. The shop's been in business for 56 years. Same family still owns it. Same location. We carry Giant, Specialized, Cannondale, and Electra. Giant, Specialized, probably two largest bike companies in the world. Cannondale's in the top 5. We carry Electra, which is more of a cruiser line. We carry road bikes, mountain bikes, hybrid bikes, fitness bikes, multi-purpose bikes. You name it, we can get it. We have a full line of clothing, shoes, pedals, cleats.
Any shop brand is going to be a top quality brand. So that's one of the nice things. And we tell customers that as much as anything, getting on the right bike that really sings to you, there's kind of an intangible feel when you get on a bike and go, yeah, I love this bike. That's really what we're looking for. And by offering multiple brands, that gives us the opportunity to let people try a couple different styles, a couple different models, and until they find the bike that's right for them.
Time I ever wrestled, that's hard to remember because like I've been around it my whole life with my brother and my dad wrestling, so I don't really remember. My brother during season comes to practice and helps me every day. He was my practice partner all last year, and he puts me through lifting and all that. He's like practice partner, coach, all that. My dad doesn't really say much or help me with technique. He just leaves it to my brother. He taught my brother everything, so he teaches it to me. When I first came to Lake Gibson, my temper was a lot worse than it was, and it showed a lot in matches. I get mad a lot. Well, not a lot, but I get mad. There was one point where I was cutting a lot of weight, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted to get. I was falling up short a lot. So like I'd take second at this tournament, go to another tournament, lose to a ranked kid in the nation, go to a national tournament, almost place but don't place. And that gets real frustrating. But the results are like affected by how much work you put in, not like a team or anything. It's like individual. I think that's what makes wrestling unique, is that like you adapt with the way you are, your strengths or weaknesses. You gotta focus on yourself. First time at States was my 7th grade year, so like I'm a 9th grader now. I'm used to it. Winning States this year and going up and seeing my parents in the stands right after, I got overwhelmed with emotion. Semis at States last year and winning that match, those are 2 real memorable moments. I want to go to like Cornell or Oklahoma State, one of those. With wrestling, well, I want to go to Olympics and I want to fight. So after like college and everything, and wrestling internationally and everything, hope it brings me into like the UFC.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Central for our fourth and final segment, brought to us by Harborside, a great partner there in Winter Haven. I know you Winter Haven resident and frequent that establishment.
They've done a fabulous job with the renovation. Of course, what's so neat about it's one of the few restaurants on the chain of lakes. You know, that's one of the neat things that makes it fun to come to Central Florida's Polk County, is to get out on the chain of lakes, and nothing like being able to pull up to a beautiful restaurant like Harborside, dine and wine, and have a wonderful time.
We're actually going to have a new feature, a pilot program that's going to start there at Harborside. It's going to be a picture spot, so be looking for that. That'll be coming in the next month or so at Harborside. But Hank Longo, Neal Duncan, back here for our last segment of Sports Central.
A lot of people to thank. We've had just a horrendous week here in Central Florida, but some fabulous people have stepped up to the plate.
Sure. You want to talk about Hurricane Irma and all the things that went along with that, and it starts with the leadership. All those folks that were at the EOC getting ready, getting the information to the citizens, and of course the Board of County Commissioners, a lead agency in that, and Polk County Sheriff's Office and Emergency Management and all those folks. But we certainly want to thank all the police and fire and EMS, but we also certainly want to thank the electrical workers, not only the local electric departments, but all those volunteers coming from literally all over the country to come in, leaving their families. And don't forget, even the local electrical workers or fire and police, all those emergency response teams are leaving their families during a time like this.
To help everybody else's family.
Their home might be in trouble or things going on. So we want to thank everybody that was a part of that as we recover here. You know, it's one of those things that it was bad, but it certainly could have been worse, and we're just thankful to have all those folks that helped out. But we got some events. There was a lull there a little bit because a lot of facilities were closed, a lot of damage, but we're getting back on our feet with a number of events. And of course, we'll say it a couple times, but you can always go to centralfloridasports.com or visit centralflorida.org for a full listing of events.
Yep, and see all the fun things going on. And this is an event that maybe I hope I can finally make it to it. Seems to work out in my schedule. The Mid-Florida Table Tennis Tour, September Classic for 2017. It's Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and September 23rd at the Simpson Park Community Center. Now this event is one of the big ones. It's sanctioned by the USATT, a major sanctioned table tennis tournament, rated a 2-star event, and will draw players from all over the Southeast United States. So a fun event to go see. Kind of reminds me of the Forrest Gump movie when he played table tennis, and he was, you know, hitting it around like that. Hopefully it'll be that exciting. You never know. Forrest might even show up.
Maybe you and I could play each other.
Yeah, that would be fun. I do play.
All right.
Ask Josh Hicks, the guy that I got to go to Missouri with for an event, and they had a table tennis thing, and I took care of Josh,
all right.
Cleaned him off the mat. And
Get ready to race.
Bring it on, bring some more competition on.
Get rowdy and race. It starts today, actually, September 22nd, goes to the 24th. Of course, that's in Winter Haven. A great event there. We also already talked about Joggin for the Noggin 5K on this program. That is Friday, October 20th, the Lakeland campus of Polk State College.
Yep, so I'll give you a little time to plan for that. But the Mid-Amateur Stroke Play Championship is going to be October 13th through Sunday, October 15th at the Country Club of Winter Haven. It's nice to see that they're getting that club back together. Was out there taking
over
some
100
photos.
trees, I believe
almost
they
100
lost.
trees down waters, but I guess they're back up and running again, so we're looking forward to that. The Florida Golf Association presents the 9th annual Florida State Mid-Amateur State Play, so good opportunity. 150 players plus are going to be competing in it. They go down to a field of 60, so good luck to you guys competing in that one.
Absolutely. Red Flag is the name of the event. It is November 1st through November 5th. And of course, it's Frank Tiano Enterprises. They have the RC Jet. This is an aerobatic competition event going on there, and some of these RC things can go up to 200 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, they can go 200 miles an hour. They're big.
Yeah.
They're expensive. I mean, some of these jets that they fly are like $25,000.
These guys have to have, and gals have to have nerves of steel, because it essentially would be like putting a remote control on your vehicle and watching it fly away. And
Yeah,
hopefully you
and
hopefully you do
you're
it
doing
right and it's
to
not
bring it in
gone.
for a good landing.
That's
And
right.
you know, of course, it's going to be formation flying, competitive freestyle, and 3D demo. So really, if you've never seen an event like this, check it out. You'll really enjoy it.
Absolutely. Grind for Life series, that is of Lakeland. That is the 6th stop for the Grind for Life series. It's an all-ages skateboarding contest, and that'll be taking place November 4th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. In Lakeland. For more information on that, you can go to grindforlife.org. Of course, skateboarding is another sport that just seems to stand the test of time and a younger generation, and a great event there.
Just
A lot
love
of
it.
participants.
Yeah. And if you're into baseball, we've got the Lake Region Woodbat Veterans Day Baseball Tournament, November 11th to Sunday, November 12th. And the Lake Region Baseball presents the Lake Region Woodbat Veterans Day Baseball Tournament, 18 and under and 16 and under baseball tournament held at Lake Region High School and the Chain of Lakes Complex. And for more questions about that, contact Coach Bullock at wbullock7@tampabay.rr.com.
We made a mistake.
Okay.
And I don't want to call it a big one, but it's not a big one because we're not going off here yet. But there's a group of individuals that we forgot to thank when it came to Hurricane Irma, and it was all those schools, the school board, and the shelters that they opened to keep people safe, but it was also our local accommodations here in Polk County, making sure they had their doors open, making sure they were taking care of guests, not only locals that were looking to go to maybe a safer property than what they had at home, but all those folks that were coming from South Florida or from the East Coast, because we thought it was going that way and then we thought it was going west, but a lot of those folks came into Polk County, and our hospitality folks, our accommodations folks, our restaurants, all those folks taking care of all those guests coming into Polk County. We certainly want to thank them.
Well, you know, and let me just give a little shout out to Marianne and the whole crew here at PGTV that had to be there at Public Information, and the sports marketing staff and everything that they did in conjunction with the Visitor Center up there on 27. We were fielding all the phone calls from people from all over.
Desperate
looking for a place to stay, and our staff kept running track of all the accommodations in the area, all the hotels where they could go, the shelters. So just a big thank you to everybody that, you know, chipped in during such a horrible storm that we had to face with Irma, and how everybody steps up to the plate to help everybody out.
Absolutely. And of course, we're in the middle of a football season, so Southeastern, Weber, and Warner, it's great to have 3 college football teams here in Polk County. You definitely want to check out those games because they were interrupted.
God,
Unbeaten.
come on.
Unbeaten. Hey, our special thanks to some of our sponsors, Hall Communications, which is another partner that was helping through Irma, making sure people had the information they need. Hampton and Lakeside Village, Hollywood Science, Hyatt Place Lakeland, and Holiday Inn Winter Haven.
Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate all of your support here on Sports Central.
Absolutely.
And what about our radio show?
Yeah, Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. on Talk 1430 and Talk 96.7. Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. on the same stations, and then we hit the other stations. We certainly appreciate them. Again, go to centralfloridasports.com for more information, or give us a call at 863-551-4750 for other events. The next live edition of Sports Central will come to you Friday, October 6th. And until then, for Hank Longo, I'm Neal Duncan. We'll see you again next time.